In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the power of the replicate command. This part we're building, a Marvell E8 E1145, has 4 Ethernet ports on it. The symbol order file, we're going to build the SDL file to describe one of the ports, and then we're going to wrap it with a replicate statement to build the other 3 ports. So if we read the pin report, and we explore the pins, we're going to look and show the P0 pins. So there's going to be a bunch of pins for port 0, 57 pins for port 0. There's going to be the same amount of pins for port 1, 57 pins. So port 1 has the same exact set of pins as port 0. Port 1 config, if I go back to port 0, we're going to see P0 config. There's a P1 port, a P2 port with the same amount of pins, and then there's a P3 port, P3 config. So what we want to do today is build one symbol for that P0 pin. So I created the SDL for that, and we're going to go look at it. So we're going to open the SDL editor, and we're going to go look. We have a symbol for the config pins, and we have a symbol for the port 0 pins. And we use the data sheet to organize the pins to look something like this. So we put the MDI pins here, and we put the LEDs next to it. Then we put the P0, the serial interface next. We put the P0 and P0, the receive PCS and transmit PCS next. Then we put the MDC interface, then the bias and test and auto negotiation pins. So bias test, management interface, the LEDs we put up by there, and then there. So let's look at this SDL. So here is the MDIP on the left. Diff pairs, it's a bus. On the right we put the P0 LEDs. Then we went and put on the left, we put the P0S in, the P0S out, and then the P0S clock, which is an output. Then we did the big P0 TXD and P0 RXD pins. We put the P0 GTX clock input and then the clock outputs. And then we put the status pins, status and control pins for the port. Then here is the bias pins. If we go back, these are the bias pins, and this is the MDC channel, and then here's the config pins. So what we're going to do, we enable this build partial symbol so that Part Builder, even though it's going to see a bunch of pins that aren't there, we're going to build the symbols, and it's going to come up and detect an error in the symbol step. And what it's going to tell us, but it's going to go on and it's going to create the symbols. And it said, okay, number of pins detected for symbol 193 does not equal 364. And what it's telling us here is it didn't place any of the P1 pins, any of the P2 pins, or any of the P3 pins. And we can go look at the set of symbols it created. So it created a config sim, a port 0 P0 pins, a power symbol, and a ground symbol. So let's look at the port 0 pins. Created, so we said the MDIP with the LEDs, we did the serial interface, then we did the parallel interface, here's the bias interface, and then here's the MDC channel, and here's the config pins. So it's a good looking symbol, but we're missing the other parts. So what we do is we add a replicate. So we're going to go into the SDL, and we're going to go find the top of this, and we're going to wrap a replicate statement around this, which uses a preprocessor directive. So if you hover over this button, you can see it says add preproc. So we're going to add a preproc, and we're going to change it, and we're going to say replicate, and we're going to say P0 equals P, we're going to go P0 underscore equals P1 underscore, comma, P2 underscore, comma, P3 underscore. So what that's going to do, and then we're going to find the bottom of this symbol, and we're going to put another preproc to end the replicate. So now this symbol is wrapped in a replicate statement, and what it's going to do is it's going to create, for each copy on this side, it's going to create one for the original for the P0, and then it's going to build another symbol, and anytime it sees P0, it's going to substitute P1. Anytime it's going to replicate another one, and anytime it sees P0, it's going to create a P2, and then it's going to do it one more time for the P3. So we're going to save this, we're going to run, build symbols, and now we notice there's no errors. We notice now that we created a port P0 pins, a port P1, port P2, and port P3, and let's go look at them. So here's the P0, here's the P1, and it looks exactly like the P0 except all the pins are P1, P2, and P3. So the power of the replicate statement is we can create one good-looking symbol and then duplicate it as many times as we want. If we have 8 ports on this, we would just add 8 substitutions on this port. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can see the power of the replicate and how it can help you create symbols using Part Builder.